Alright guys, let's get rolling into this one. It is going to be 6 jumbos of Series 1. 2025. Sorry, it took me a little bit to get live because I was... had to adjust the heat in the house. I don't know why it was all messed up, but it was. Get 155 points, but then gotta go across to get some more. Let's see. Then we'll get going. Alright, hopefully everybody's having a good night. Team list on the right over right camera in the bottom left hand corner. Get rolling into. Actually, we'll do a little let it roll. Sorry, it's just been a busy day with the bat having everybody here. So. All right. Hope everybody had a good day. Get it rolling.
let's get going. Good luck to everybody. Off with you, Darvish. Paul Skeens. Yeah, call to the hall on the Ty Cobb. Into the second pack. Looks like we can get our auto here. It's going to be the Cincinnati Reds pitcher, Nick Lodolo. So that's going to go to the Reds and Robbie Coleman. Nick Lodolo. We have Zach DeCenzo, Mark McGuire, and Aaron Judge. $181 out of $250. Andres Jimenez on the purple foil. Dylan Dingler, Correa, and Johnny Bench. Nice Dylan Dingler rookie card. Seth Brown on the foil. Jose Altuve. We're going to have the, what is that, the Grapefruit League for the Cubs. I think they're in the Grapefruit League. They're in the Cactus League, my bad. Cactus League. 99 out of 150, Jordan Westburg for the Orioles. On the memorabilia, this is going to go to Brandon Kelly. Jose Altuve, Adiel Amador, Coach Al. Nick Gordon. The foil, Spencer Schwellenbach, Paul Skeens on the All Tops 2024 team. Anybody watch the USA and Canada hockey game or the Sweden-Finnish hockey game today? We have Randy Arozarena. You have Nacho Alvarez, Mike Tauchman, however you say his name, Tauchman. We have Taj Bradley on the foil, Ryan Sandberg, Chipper Jones. Brady Blylock on the Aqua. Masataka Yoshida on the gold, 1383 out of 2025. We have Hunter Fiducia. I have to figure out how you actually say his name. Jackie Robinson and Ronald Acuna Jr. I'll have to figure it out if he ends up being. Well, in general, I'll go figure it out. We have Garrett Cole. 1990. Insert memorabilia for the Yankees. Cincinnati Reds on the foil, Jazz Chisholm Jr. and Travis d'Arnaud. Put that pile right here. We're going to have Fernando Tatis Jr., Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Kobe Mayo, and Shota Imanaga. Shota's pretty off center there, unfortunately. Cubs and Michael. The cup card on the Cubs. We got Chipper Jones, River Ryan, Adam Mazur, and Tyler Locklear for the Mariners. 2 silver packs. And let's roll into box number 2. Hey, how you doing, Brian? Into the first pack of the second box. We have Dansby Swanson, Matt Olson, and Cal Ripken Jr. We have Tyler Phillips on the foil, Gunnar Henderson, and James Wood. Oh, we get a 1990 relic of Derek Jeter. One of the Yankees. We have Giancarlo Stanton, Ted Williams, and Lauren Elena. We have Cade Povich, Drew Thorpe, and Fernando Tatis Jr. The Cade Povich is the sand glitter parallel that's only in Jumbo Hobbies. So those sand glitters are Jumbo Hobby exclusives. This man has been popping up a lot lately. Spencer Strider on the autograph for the Braves. That's going to go to Evan. I mean, it's not really I appreciate it, Colton. I was going to say it was my youngest son's baptism. So we have Estrada, Angel Martinez, and Wyatt Langford. I don't know if you're Catholic or not, but in Catholicism, I would assume that like maybe Lutheran and some other ones do it too. We have 27 out of 50. Ty France for the Reds. You can baptize that as an infant or baby. So Ty France for the Reds. Brandon Fad, George Brett, and William Contreras. Now Kyle Harrison, Jackson Churio, and Corbin Carroll. We have Tyrone Taylor, 290 out of 2025. I know like Baptists and some of them do it, you do it when you're like a 13 or 14 or an adult. You get baptized. That's where you see like adults dip themselves in like a pool of water. We have Clayton Kershaw, Adrian Beltre, and George Brett on Call to the Hall. Ezekiel Tovar, Guerrero Jr., and Judge. We have Jason Dominguez on the Major League Material. we're going to have Sonny Gray, Ichiro, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. And that's going to be the second jumbo. You have Frank Thomas, Gunnar Henderson, Corbin Carroll, and a nice Jace Jung for the Tigers. And that's going to go to George Myers on the Tigers. I know George hasn't been in a lot of stuff, but I really like Jace Jung this year. I think he has a beautiful swing. We'll see if that translates into being a good baseball player this coming year. We have Gordon Graceffo, Brooks Lee, Byron Buxton, and Bryce Harper. Yeah, I don't know too much about being Pentecostal compared to like Catholicism, like how it differs or is the same. I mean, obviously it's a Christianity, so it's obviously very similar to Catholicism, but every sect or different variety of Christianity obviously has their own little niches. Things that differentiate each one of them from one another. So, the third box here. Into Ian Happ, Jackson Merrill, and call to the Hall, Tony Gwynn. One of the best pure hitters of all time. Get for the Brewers, Rhys Hoskins on the 1990 insert auto. I wonder how many times he messed up signing his autograph with that 12 since he wore 18 as a Philly. We have Zach Neto, Derek Jeter, and Juan Soto. Like, I wonder how much he had to practice to get that right. 65 out of 99 on the Future Stars, Tyler Soderstrom. Nice color match for the A's. And that's going to go to Michael Nolan. We have Brendan Nimmo, Connor Norby, and Ricky Henderson. Got Seth Lugo, Zach DeCenzo, and Gunnar Henderson. We have Ryan O'Hearn on the gold. That's going to be a 748 out of 2025. I think the most overlooked rookie is probably Connor Norby. If I had to really like deep dive into it so far, just because he's a Marlin and like the Marlins don't really sell for a lot, we have Nolan Sciano, Albert Pujols, and Chipper Jones. But I think a lot of people are looking over Jace Jung compared to how good he can be too. Him and Dylan Dingler are both pretty decent rookies. They both played last year some. And by decent, I mean like they have potential. That doesn't mean they're going to be good. We have Lars Nootbaar, Tatis Jr., Jose Ramirez. I even think that James Wood kind of gets looked over still a little bit because people forget that he's a rookie. I think once the season starts, James Wood will actually be chased more than Dylan Cruz. To be honest, we have Babe Ruth and Paul Skeens. Maybe not. I was gonna say because Cruz is like the favorite in Vegas to win Rookie of the Year. We have Shea Whitcomb, Shota Imanaga, and Mike Schmidt. So maybe he won't get overlooked, or not overlooked. Maybe James Wood won't overtake Cruz in like collectability. We have Gavin Sheets, 50 out of 99 on the vintage stock. I mean, one of my biggest beasts with the hobby in general has been that there's like two sects of like collectability. Guys that are just like Reese Olson, Tyler Locklear, and then Matt Chapman. There's guys that are like stat stuffers in the minors that everyone's like, oh, like look at this guy's batting over like 1,000 OPS and he's batting, I don't know, 325 and has a 400 on base percentage. Like obviously guys are going to collect those guys. But I think they forget in the minors, a lot of these guys, the teams already know like this guy has what they would call it, right? Like he's going to be in the pros. It's just a matter of developing him and getting him to work on like the weaknesses of his game. So I haven't really followed the Tigers minor leagues in the sense of like how they develop guys, other than they've had some poor luck when it comes to getting guys like Spencer Torkelson or even Riley Green started off really slow. Like guys with a lot of raw talent that could be very, very good but just don't develop right or whatever. I don't know with Jace Jung because his numbers aren't on the stat sheet where you're like, oh damn, like those pop out at you. But he does have a really good swing when you watch him on any type of film. He does have good exit velo when he does hit the ball. And I think he plays a premier position still, right? Yeah. He plays third base. So I don't know if he stays at third base or if he goes to second base. Now, I think we talked about it yesterday that there's going to be a power surge. We have Vladdy Jr. here on the City Connect. There's going to be a surge of power hitting second baseman in the league. You're going to have Jackson Holiday. I think he'll have good power numbers this year as he'll come in the year. I just think the way they handled Jackson Holiday last year was absolutely terrible in the first place. Put a lot of pressure on him. But then you're going to have, I think, Travis Bazzana probably comes up this year. I don't know if he'll come up right away. We have Cade Povich there and Bryce Harper. I don't know if Bazzana will come up right away. But he'll probably get called up this year for the Guardians, especially because they got rid of Jimenez. He could even be on the opening day roster for all we know. And end up being put right into Series 2. We'll see what happens with Travis Bazzana one way or another. But then you have guys like Nick Gonzalez should be starting second base for the Pirates to start the year. Tamar Johnson could come up. Now, Tamar Johnson comes up. Nick Gonzalez probably goes at shortstop. We're going to have Pete Alonso, James Wood, Nacho Alvarez, and Adley Rutschman. But where there used to be that negativity about second baseman in general, that stigma could go away because you also have Adi Alamador is going to be on the Rockies probably all year too, and he's another power guy at second base. We got Paul Skeens, Julio Rodriguez, Jackson Merrill, and George Brett. So you kind of just got to see if in the collector world they start to respect power hitting second baseman. Like, is that going to be like a trend because all these young kids that are shortstops that come up that on the teams they're on, they just aren't going to be the shortstop. Like, there's no way. You can use Jackson Holiday as the biggest example. Like, Jackson Holiday played shortstop his whole life, was drafted to be a shortstop. He's going to be a second baseman because Gunnar Henderson exists. So, and he's not big enough he's not a guy that's going to go to third base. Now, like I said, Jace Jung could go to third base, but like Travis Bazzana and Tamar Johnson, like they're too small of framed guys to play third base traditionally in Major League. They're going to be second basemen. But they're also guys that have the potential to hit 25-plus home runs. And normally that's not what your second baseman does. So how does that change the look of, from the collector standpoint, that's not a traditional like power hitting position, because baseball's been just changing the way the game's played in general, right? We could be in a renaissance of sorts when it comes to just pure talent getting to the majors. The only downside to that renaissance when it comes to hitting is the pitching is a lot better than it was too. So we'll kind of see what happens, because there wasn't guys like Paul Skeens or like this year Roki Sasaki that are going to come in the league throwing 102 as a starter and just gassing you up and then having nasty off speed, right? There was a lot of those guys that threw that hard were very much like the, oh my god, I cannot remember his name right now, the closer for the Angels that throws like 105, or like Mason Miller that throws in the 100s, but he only throws like a slider. He throws like a fastball and a hard slider. Man, I cannot remember the Angels closer now. Ben Joyce. I was gonna say, so when you threw as hard as a Ben Joyce or a Aroldis Chapman, Mason Miller, you automatically got plugged into being a closer. Well, now you have guys like the guy we have on the board here, Spencer Strider, Paul Skeens. I mentioned Sasaki. Obviously, Ohtani throws in the high 90s. There's guys like Hunter Green that are just throwing gas the whole time. So hitting the baseball is harder to make contact. But also, like, when you do hit the ball goes a little bit further. If you're throwing 102 and you nut the pitch up, like, it's gonna go. It's gonna have an exit velocity of 115. So I think you're gonna see a lot more like I said, smaller guys. We have Logan Webb, Corbin Carroll again, that have that potential, which could lead to, like I said, a lot of power hitting second baseman. Carlos Rodriguez for the Milwaukee Brewers. Rookie. We'll see what happens. Brewers are pretty good at developing guys once they get to the pros. I mean, just look at Corbin Burns. And the other guy that's been pitching up there, checking out Freddie Peralta. So there's a chance that Carlos Rodriguez could be a decent starter. I'll have to kind of wait that one out. We have Willie Castro and Adley Rutschman. They've also taken guys I said that because I think Carlos Rodriguez last year was in the pen. They've taken guys like Corbin Burns started out being a middle reliever, and he's now the best starter in baseball. We have Sean Reynolds, Barry Larkin, and Hinker. Maybe not the best, but one of the best. You said he plays craps at the casino. So him and CJ Abrams are best buddies. Got it. We have Chris Bassett, David Festa, and Bobby Witt Jr. They have 1990 Topps baseball relic Mookie Betts. We have Cal Quintrall, Dylan Cruz, and Murakami. Yamamoto on the pink background for the Dodgers on the 1990. Now, when it comes to baseball cards in general and like prices of teams, I think the Dodgers are gonna end up being like the most expensive team by the time Sasaki gets into the products. We have 357 out of 25. I think Sasaki's going to end up pushing the prices up like Skeens did for the Pirates. Plus, you have the not even the fallback. You have the chase of Ohtani on the Dodgers. So if you're a Dodgers fan, I'm sorry, but baseball cards for your team is going to be expensive. We got Will Clark and Bryce Harper. That's just going to be the market around it, if that makes sense. We have Manny Machado, Andrew McCutchen, and Ohtani. We have Tyler Stevenson, Mike Piazza, and Ichiro. We have John Kenzie Noel for the Guardians on the jumbo only parallel. We have Brooks League, Grapefruit League, Vladdy Jr. And we're going to get Jace Jung on the Major League material. Go for the Tigers. Oh, nice little Cactus League action out there. We have Zach Wheeler, Ben Rice, Bobby Witt Jr. We have Rhett Loader, Trey Turner, Luis Robert, and Wade Boggs. We have Jose Ramirez, Yamamoto, Mark McGuire, and Sonny Gray. That was a bad silver pack. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat that one. That 2 for right there was not that great. Rhett Loader's another guy that could be pretty good. I don't think Rhett Loader slept on, though, because he kind of fast-tracked it to the pros. He got drafted and was, pitching for the Reds, like, less than a year after he got drafted kind of thing. It was pretty elite-level stuff, too. The Reds have so much young pitching still in their organization. Like, you would think they'd be able to get a rotation with 5 guys. That's competitive with the amount of draft capital they put into their rotation. Like, the Reds should be a team where they're not building a dynasty, but they should be the next 5 years. Not within 5 years, starting this year for the next 5 to 7 years should be a very competitive baseball club. Like, you have Ellie, you have good guy, like I said, good pitchers in the rotation. Some other guys that are coming up. Noel V. Marte should have a full year. I think he'll have a bounce back year. Spencer Steer is a good ball player. Arroyo that they got. All the dudes they got from the trades with Seattle to get Castillo should all be up this year. And they should all be pretty decent. Now, a team that knows how to build the team that knows how to build a farm system and draft the right guys is the Mariners. Their farm system is disgusting. It's just whether or not they can turn those guys into MLB level players or not and be successful. But on paper, raw talent-wise, we have Andrew Abbott, Chipper Jones, and Reggie Jackson. On paper, their farm system is absolutely dirty. Oh, this is a nice one for the Oakland Athletics. 3 out of 5, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, and Barry Zito. On the triple auto. That's a sexy looking card. Going to Austin. Oh, you sit there, buddy. We're going to have Christian Mena, Rafael Devers, and Cedric Mullins. We're going to have a 220 out of 250 on Kim for the purple and the Padres. Yeah, well, I didn't even get into their pitching staff. Their pitching staff is all under 27 and disgusting. We have Paul Skeens, Ellie, and Ted Williams. We have the Bronx Bombers, 56 out of 150 for the Yankees. Like, Logan Gilbert would probably be like a second or third guy in most rotations. Is what he's like, their fourth or fifth best starter. Got Will Brennan on the foil, Don Mattingly, and Bryce Harper. I have Paul Skeens on the relic. Go to the Pirates. And Billy. Connor Norby, Rhett Loader. Carl Radke. Brooks Lee's another guy that no one's really talking about because he came up last year. He didn't really do anything. But he's another guy. Good swing. Minnesota guys seem to hit a lot of home runs there. It seems to be a good offensive ballpark. I mean, Billy and Austin and them can speak to that more than I can. I've never been there. But it seems to be a pretty decent offensive ballpark, especially in the beginning of the year. So that's another guy that could get really hot and really tear up the hobby. We have Dylan Cease, Tony Gwynn, and Clase. I mean, I know like the guys that are Twins fans, like Austin and Doug and Billy would love that because Evan Carter, 793 out of 2025. Because I'm sure they have. I'm just saying most Castillo probably starts at the first or second spot, whether or not that's where they should be. We got CES, and then we have Otani and Tatis Jr. And then you still have Emerson Hancock too, which I don't even think you listed him. We have Michael McGreevy on the foil. Going to the Cardinals. Yeah, Manny Machado, Randy Johnson. $52 out of 76 on the Christian Mena. Nice card. Here's about anywhere from $20 to $60, depending if you find the right guy to buy. Going to the Diamondbacks. And Brian Thomas. And the Penn State. We just looked these up earlier because I don't know if you guys know this. Charlie Hands. We were in each other's weddings. Like, he came over. Both our sons are the same age, but he came over for the baptism, and he had hit one of those, and we were looking at the price of them because I was like, it's at least a $15 card, and it looks like most of them sell for like $25+. We have Rafael Devers on the memorabilia. Supposed to get a big snowstorm next week. I know all the display cases and stuff for the new shop are being delivered on Tuesday. So we could be over in the new shop a lot sooner than later because if it snows, obviously people aren't going to come out to buy stuff if it snows 12 inches, but it doesn't mean I can't get my truck and get those 3 knuckleheads that work for me to come over and help me put a bunch of shit together during the day if I can't go to work. Because if it's 12 inches, they're going to close the building down. I'm not going to be able to come in, period. We have Drew Thorpe, Robin Yount, Garrett Cole, and Andrew McCutchen. We have Paul Goldschmidt, Riley Green, Dylan Cruz, and Francisco Lindor. Going to be the 5th box, in the last box here. Good luck to everybody in the last box. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Yo. Home field advantage, James Wood. Stupid. There we go. Nice hit there for the Nationals and Philip Lemon. Philip Lemon has been super hot in Series 1. Kai Bush. Dude cannot miss. Picks a team, just auto hits. Sleeves need more sleeves. Never seen anything like it. Yeah, Kyle Schwarber, Dylan Cruz into the second pack. And that's going to be Carlos Navarez for the Yankees. On the autograph. The Orioles on the foil, Robin Yount and James Wood. Mike Trout, Nolan Ryan, and Mickey Mantle. The rich just get richer. Jacob Wilson on the team border for Austin. Nice hit there. We're going to have Trevor Larnach on the 271 out of 2025. The Twins. Gino Suarez, Wade Boggs, and Juan Soto. Brenton Doyle. Heston Kierstad on the Major League Material. We have Bobby Witt Jr. We have River Ryan. Jason Kelsey. Still disappointed we haven't pulled like a Kelsey, or even last year we didn't pull like a Kelsey or Stroud. I mean, not Kelsey, but those type of autographs. The Stroud, the Wembys. We have the All Aces for the Dodgers. Sandy Koufax. That's going to Jason Baker on the All Aces. Super. Love the design this year of those. We have Freddie Freeman, James Woods, Shohei on the 2024 All Tops team. We have Alec Burleson, Juan Soto, and Shohei Ohtani. Ryan Pepiot, Clayton Kershaw, and Ernie Banks. We're going to get Jace Jung, Matt Chapman, and Corey Seager. We have Royce Lewis on the memorabilia. Boston Red Sox on the foil, Stan Musial and Cal Raleigh. All right, we got two silver packs left. Let's see We haven't got any color yet. Knock on wood. Hopefully that's where this comes in. Is get some nice color here. We have Jaron Duran, Larry Walker, Mike Schmidt, and Nolan Arenado. We have Hayden Birdsong, Justin Henry Malloy, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and we do get some nice color. 40 out of 50. Jackson Merrill on the gold. Going to the Padres and Jeremy Waddy on the Merrill gold. Malloy's another guy that pretty much the whole Tigers rookie class has a chance to be good. It's just whether or not the Tigers develop them to be good. I mean, the run they went on at the end of the year, right, means they could all end up being pretty good because that team went on a nasty run. None of them played like ridiculous, but they all had kind of their moments, so that's team to watch out for too. We got Jackson Merrill on the gold, Royce Lewis on the memorabilia, Kiersat on the memorabilia, Larnach on the gold. We have Devers on the memorabilia, Evan Carter on the gold, Paul Skeens memorabilia. The blue Bronx Bombers, Kim on the purple, Jace Jung on the memorabilia. We have the Twins, Say Cheese on the gold. We have the pink Yamamoto. Mookie Betts on the memorabilia, the City Connect, Vladdy Jr. We have O'Neal Cruz, Ryan O'Hearn, Andres Jimenez on the purple, Jason Dominguez on the Major League material, Tyrone Taylor on the gold, Jeter and Cole on the memorabilia, Yoshida on the gold, and Westberg. It's actually a blue Westberg, 39 out of 150 for the Orioles. Getting into what's on the hit board. We're going to have Carlos Rodriguez, the team border, Jacob Wilson, Gavin Sheets on the vintage, Blylock on the teal. We have Reese Hoskins on the 1990, Carlos Navarez on the baseball stars, Christian Mena on the Independence Day, Ty France out of 99. We have Tyler Soderstrom on the future stars green out of 99, Spencer Strider on the 1990 insert auto. We have Jace Jung on the silver pack autograph. Just the base of the Tigers. Sandy Koufax on the All Aces. Nick Lodolo on the Baseball Stars. Home field advantage, James Wood. And then we have the triple auto, Zito, Mulder, and Hudson. 3 out of 5. And these guys were pretty much compared to the Braves three-headed monster that was Maddox, Glavine, and Maddox, Glavine, and Schmaltz. So they didn't really live up to that hype, but man, Barry, Zito, Mulder, and Hudson, when they were in their prime, they were all very, very good pitchers. None of them ended up pitching long enough to be like Hall of Famers. So overall, pretty decent break. I appreciate y'all as always. I will host another. I'll post another break tomorrow. Will be a jumbo case. If we fill that one earlier, I'll be a little bit more on top of it tomorrow. Obviously, there's no baptism or anything. If we fill it up, we'll run more than one. But I appreciate y'all as always. You guys have a good night. Be safe, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Congratulations.